Good Friday morning to one and all. One and all. All for one and one for all. Yeah. Well, come on. Come on. Come on into the show. What do we got going on? Tom stepped out. That's a nice view of his boxes. Box A, Box B, Box C. I ain't gonna read them all. Alright, got my coffee, got my friends. Happy Friday. Is it Good Friday? No. No? No. Wait, Good Friday. When is Good Friday? Look at the calendar. I don't know. When's Good Friday? Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Good Friday. When is Good Friday? I don't know. I don't know when Easter is. Easter's coming up though. I can tell by all the eggs at the convenience stores and the Dollar Generals and the Walmarts. Ba, ba, ba. Happy birthday, Peeps. You like the Easter Peeps? They're pretty cool. You know, the marshmallow with the sugar coating and painted yellow. I bet that yellow number 13 or whatever it is. Chocolate peanut butter eggs. That'd be good. You like them in the garbage? No, they're scrumptious. They're delicious. They're delectable. And welcome to the show, the late, late Tom.
Good morning.
Howdy. Tom's getting his little breakfast.
Yeah, I have to eat something with that all that meds I take. So a piece of sharp cheddar cheese.
Chemical shitstorm. Yeah, they got preservatives and they got yellow number 16 dye or whatever it is, and
I guess.
the sugar comes from high fructose syrup. Yeah. Talking about Peeps. You know the Easter Peeps?
Oh,
I love them.
Finally, the chat comes back.
Roberta likes the Peeps.
What do you mean, finally, the chat comes back?
I like them stale.
Da, da, da. Anyone selling non-working items or parts? Yeah, I just sold a Atari 5200 untested for parts or repair. How much did it sell for? Let's look. Let's look. Yeah, I sell broken stuff if it's got value. You just got to look it up and see if it's got value. Orders. Let's see. Here we go.
Good morning, Bumcrack.
Share screen. Do, do, do. So there you go. Yep. I sold a used, untested, as is parts or repair Atari 5200. You can do that with a lot of like a kitchen blender. If you buy a blender at like a garage sale and the motor doesn't work, you can always sell the carafe. You know, somebody's always dropping and breaking their carafe, so. What else have I sold? Let's look. Ah, sold a security camera, a pair of jeans, an army surplus top, a pup tent, and that Atari, and a pair of shoes. Already packed them, so they're not on the list to ship. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things going out today for a big average
of $1,250.
No, I don't sell $12.50 a day. Yeah, coffee maker parts, like food processor parts, vacuum cleaner parts. There's all kinds of parts you can sell. Your sales are so awful. I could say that too because I have like 1,270 items and I only sell 6 a day. That's not a very good sell-through rate. Parts lot. Just depends on what it is. If you got like, I saw a Commonwealth picker. He bought a bunch of G.I. Joe stuff and he had like little weapons and he just Google searched them and which G.I. Joe does this rifle go to and match it up, and then he listed little G.I. Joe parts. If they're old vintage ones, they sell big time. Now I have 1,270 listed for a total of probably around 1,600 total items because I have a lot of multiple quantity items.
Todd, I'll be right back.
Okay. Carolina developed an infection. Ouch. Infection in your leg after surgery. Uncommon. Yeah, I have a lot of listings, but I'm not very attentive to how long I've had something listed. All right, 24K, what you got? What you got? You want me to buy that watch? Rolex Sky Dweller. $48,765. I can't afford that. I'm not rich. So I'll put the chat link in the side chat if anybody wants to come on and talk. Live. Is it live or Memorex? Remember that commercial? Haven't had that commercial in a long time. Installments. Oh, that's your watch. No, I don't need more payments. I got enough payments in my life. I got taxes. I've got electric bill, city water bill, internet bill. Don't need more payments. Tara Curry.
Yeah, I thought I'd come on it. Where's Tom? Why is it just his icon? Is he
Oh,
taking his medicine again?
he just took his medicine, but I don't know
I
what he
must be
went to
feeding
do.
the cats.
Feeding a cat. How you been? I haven't talked to you in a week or so.
Yeah, I know. I've been because I get doing other stuff and then I get back here kind of late, so then I always miss you. I watch it on the replay or something. Not much
Good.
going. Just regular stuff. Nothing very exciting.
Yeah.
Just working and doing whatever.
Well, that's good. You done any horse shows lately?
No, that won't start here until more springy weather. I mean,
Okay.
I think there's one like the second week of March. I think I might go to. I don't know. So I guess that's coming up quicker than I think.
Yeah.
No, horse shows.
If
I
I
mean, I've been
could,
riding. That's like 2 days a week. I usually go out there and go out to the horse farm and stuff. So that's 2 of the days a week that I'm not around sometimes.
if I kept horses and a big property like yours and made it full-time income on eBay, then yeah, I wouldn't have time to jump on chats either. You, you guys do a lot of stuff.
Well, I try to do it before I get too old. When I'm sitting in the rocking chair, not being able to move around, you can't say I didn't live.
You got to take a lot of stimulants.
Yeah.
You were using my name in vain, were you?
Yeah, where are you? Taking your pills?
Yeah, I had to go take my pills.
Oh,
Wandered off to go take his meds?
No, actually, this Ozempic that we take is just tearing my stomach up.
What's it for?
Type 2 diabetes.
Oh, because I hear the commercial. Isn't that the commercial that goes, oh, Zempic?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the tune though. It's
And
That's
Ozempic.
O'Reilly. Oh, no,
I'm
that's
just,
the auto part.
I'm
doing O'Reilly's thing with this
Oh.
new Ozempic.
right.
Ozempic.
The reason I know the Ozempic commercial is because our pug, if she hears it, she knows there's dogs in the commercial, and she just goes nuts running for the TV so she can go bark at the dogs.
Oh, she's coming down because she heard you. She went right in the living room and checked TV.
Crazy ass.
My sugar levels are high, just high enough that I can get it, and the insurance will pay for it.
Oh, really?
And because it's supposed to help you lose weight too. And
Oh, yeah?
and if it's because you cannot have constant diarrhea, I'll be at my target rate in about another
Oh,
in about
Todd,
another
I
week.
mean, we're live right now. I don't want you talking about your constant diarrhea.
Yeah, winning.
Well, there's a lot of old people in here that might end up having to go on it. So I'm
Oops,
just
I
telling
pooped my
you.
pants again with that constant diarrhea.
You sound like Charlie Sheen. I have constant diarrhea. Winning. Duh.
Well, we share. And like I said, that's just so you'll know that that's I guess a side effect of it. I don't know.
Mm.
So anyhow, it's good to hear you this morning, Tara and Jim.
Thank you. So what's new?
Oh, I got my notice from eBay that I could sell the Duke pennant now, and it wasn't gonna be putting me on a most wanted list.
Oh boy, it only took you 2 weeks. And have you been working on this for like 2 weeks?
They have.
I know it's been a while.
Yeah.
They were. It was like 11 days, and I finally sent them another message saying, "Hey, you ever gonna answer this?" And they finally got back and said,
I give it up for your persistence because I probably would have forgot about it.
"Well, I mean, it was just sitting over there on top of my death pile, so." But yeah, that was the longest listing I've ever made. It took like 2.5 hours of messaging and phone calls, and I listed it 3 times. But the third time was a charm. It's listed now.
What was tripping it that made it keep getting unlisted?
There was
Okay.
some kind of eBay problem because it was happening with a bunch of other people too, according to Rockstar Flipper.
Oh, really? See, I didn't have it happen to me that I know of. I haven't had anything taken down.
Did he have MAGA in the title line?
He might have.
No, it was just a random glitch.
Hmm.
Here, I'll show you what the message said. Da-da-da. Well, if it'll come up. What's it? What the heck? It's not opening the picture.
Oh, it's another glitch.
Oh,
Whenever my stuff's not selling, I figure it's always a glitch.
Yeah.
here we go.
Good
See
morning,
what
Tommy.
it says there?
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy.
Your account isn't approved to sell this item as you were named as a defendant in a lawsuit. Well, thank you. This
January
product is
6th.
The defendant in a lawsuit. Oh. Shut up! Will you just shut up? Just
He's a January 6er.
shut up.
What did he say?
He's like, oh, he's a January 6th person. When you read that, he's been named in a lawsuit. He goes, oh no, he's a January 6th. Anyway, shut
What does that
up.
refer to? I don't
Shut
remember.
up.
Get the pitchfork.
You need to get him a hobby or put his ass to work. He has too much time to worry about the Donald and his January 6th situation.
Oh,
He's just a smart ass.
so Brandon thinks I'm a January 6th.
No, that's my husband. My son's at
Oh.
school, thankfully.
I thought it was Brandon that said that.
No, they sound alike, but no, Brandon's actually at school.
Brandon's gonna get thrown out of school because he'll be too conservative for him.
Now. Brandon has a hard time keeping up with their conservatism. They still spank kids at his school.
Say that again.
2
They still spank
kilograms.
kids at his school.
And he's a middle schooler, isn't he?
Yeah.
8th grade. They don't hate him.
They told the kids if one of you kids starts screaming, if there's like one of those things where they lock down, he goes, if you start screaming or making noise in the room and you're not quiet, I'll throw you out so I can save the rest.
You
of
know,
the
I
kids.
guess
So you
we
better
didn't
be
have
quiet.
these up in Wisconsin. They do like a school shooter drill, you know, and they got that. There's a special lock that they have. I forgot what it's
The
called.
Barracuda.
Yeah, that goes on the doors of the classroom. And this one team, Brandon, said, "Hey, if you start screaming, I'm not going to sacrifice my class for one you out in the hallway." I'm like, wow, harsh.
Yeah. Down here in Kentucky, yeah, they teach you to live by your wits.
Look at the price of palladium. All right, I'll look at the price of palladium. Let me get to
Tommy,
it
that's a
here.
good picture of you and your icon. Did you already give? Telling me.
I can't find it.
Probably the two at the door.
Or I'll have to Google it.
What's the stock market looking like today? or has it opened yet?
Palladium is 1388. So yeah, that's been down a bit. What'd you say, Tom?
I said, what's the stock market looking at like today, or has it opened yet?
It doesn't open for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Of course,
Supposed to-
wouldn't open up till the bottom of the hour.
Supposed to go a little lower today. Okay. And you bought like 65 ounces of palladium? Jeez. That's a lot of money. What's 65 times? What did I say? 1,800? No, 1388. 1388 times 65. You bought $90,000 worth of palladium. That's a pretty good little investment there.
Yeah, it is.
Bum crack picker. Yeah, Bum Crack's in recovery mode. I just talked to him yesterday on
Good.
a live chat, listing chat with who was it? Sharon? Somebody.
Oh, is that Beth's friend?
Probably. I don't know. Beth's
Is she from Texas?
No, not her. Dang it.
Oh.
California gal.
Oh, Kids Deal of Summer?
Yeah, Summer. So Summer did a listing hangout yesterday, and
Well, you're like the who's who.
Wow. Write a
it was
book.
like 7:30 already, so I wasn't listing.
Oh, I'm surprised you stay up that late.
7:30. I'm allowed to stay up until 7:30 now, Tara. Thank you
Oh,
very
okay.
much.
Yeah, isn't
I thought that was lights out.
And don't they have to have like all the Matlock reruns over by that time? Murder She Wrote and Matlock, they're done by 7:30.
No, I still gotta watch Rockford Files. Come on.
Dang, Jim, she gives us hell and we're not her husbands. I hate to be
No.
around there when it's just the two of you.
Hey, here's a fun thing though. If you're watching Rockford Files on your flat screen TV, because when you watch it on the regular TV, it didn't. When you're younger, you didn't pick this stuff up. Like you can see the stuntman, but I actually see him like in a car chase. He'll be driving his old Sunbird. You'll see him driving. He'll come around a corner. It's got the different, they kept changing the grill, like from that cat's eye grill to the,
Right.
where the headlights are in sockets or whatever in that Pontiac.
Right.
He'll actually be driving two different Pontiacs during the car chase because they're using like old clips. It's kind of funny. But in the old days with those cathode with the CRT tube TVs, you couldn't pick that stuff up because you didn't have the resolution.
Yeah, but I remember the Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, how many times did you watch the exact same car chase per episode? I mean, in different episodes.
Yeah, the Rockford Files is not the hillbilly
Well,
Duke boys.
I'll be the judge of that.
Held to a higher standard.
The only reason that it was so popular
Big
was
Bum
because
Crack.
of Daisy.
Daisy Duke.
Yeah, Daisy.
They had a lot of cool things. The women like to watch it to see
Oh my God,
Bo and
Jeff
Luke
Schneider's
Duke in
wife just
tight
passed away
jeans.
like yesterday or Tuesday. I guess Tuesday.
I think Todd was in the middle of
Oh, sorry. Squirrel.
poor Todd.
Squirrel, I had to say something. I couldn't help it.
Who passed away?
Bo Duke's wife, John Schneider's wife. She's only like 53 years old.
The old General Lee.
She must have got vaccinated.
I know, now you can't even watch it in reruns anymore anywhere. It used to be like on TV Land and stuff.
Oh my God. I got this. Tar bought this random, or maybe I did. Well, he bought this random online box of DVDs and VHS stuff.
Uh-huh.
Tar's like, oh my God, there's a bunch of Duke's Hazard in there. I'm like, oh my god! I'm like sorting the seasons. I'm like season after season of DVD sets of the Duke's Hazard. So I'm like, oh man, this is a gold mine. And then after I sort them out, I open up the first
There's
one.
like 2 discs.
Yeah, 2 discs scratched up. Next one completely empty. None of the they're just crap. All of his cases, all the discs are out of them.
Have they banned Dukes of Hazzard stuff on eBay?
Not that I know
I
of.
don't think that.
I don't think they ban. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can watch it anywhere on TV
Oh.
anymore. I don't think they play reruns, but I think you can still sell the.
You need a bankroll to buy them, though. The DVDs are expensive.
They
Can you
used to
sell
be.
a rebel flag on eBay?
No,
No.
you can't sell that.
What's the difference
Well,
then?
If you
You
get
can
on
buy them
I,
at every flea market in Kentucky, but no, you can't buy them on eBay.
Oh, no.
They're really stopping the supply of those things.
if you get on I-40 headed between Raleigh and Asheville, you'll see about 3 or 4 big ass rebel flags.
There's this indoor flea market right in town, 10 minutes from my house. They have all these things. They're called peddlers malls here.
They got like the Confederate
they're-
flag booth.
Yeah, they have like booths that are just filled with like Confederate flags or Confederate flag signs and stuff.
Confederate flag bikinis, Confederate flag underwear.
Confederate flag bedding, like comforters and stuff.
Yeah, at the ones here, you can't see the Confederate flag stuff for all the Donald Trump stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they haven't gotten in new batches of Trump stuff. They had a lot of 2020 stuff, but I don't see as much 2024 stuff there.
I got my 2024 hat though right away. I mean, like right after Biden got elected, like a month later, I saw that the Biden or the Trump 2024 hats were coming out. It's got his autograph on it. We're good to go.
Daisy was your crush.
That, and they have there's this bedding guy here. So he's got Confederate flag bedding. It's like, you get a comforter and the sheets and
Oh,
the
and pot
pillowcases and pot
A lot of
leaves.
pot leaves.
I'm thinking, who the heck is putting pot leaf bedding on their bed? Real classy.
Sitting there on their
Confederate flag pillowcase, pot leaf comforter,
smoking dope, start thinking about how salty could have
drinking a Mountain Dew.
Is it legal in Kentucky?
What'd you say, Tom?
Is it legal in Kentucky?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think you can. You don't. We don't have pot stores here, but if you go in the gas station and stuff, you can buy like that CBD.
What's that new low test
Uh,
pot?
Delta 8, maybe? Is that it?
That Delta whatever? Yeah, they sell that though here legally.
Like at the
You
gas
just gotta
station.
do
and
twice
stuff.
as much.
What was
They're
the
cheating.
deputy sheriff's name? Cooter, right?
Yeah.
No, Cooter was the mechanic.
Oh,
Wasn't
that's
he?
right.
Cooter was mechanic.
Roscoe was the head
Pico
sheriff.
Train.
And who was Daisy Duke's girlfriend? The other sheriff deputy.
Roscoe Pico Train.
If Daisy Duke actually had a girlfriend, you
Oh, I meant boyfriend. You knew what I meant.
if she actually had a girlfriend though, you could bring the show back.
Yeah.
They give it a thumbs up.
Put the Confederate flag in pride colors.
There you go.
Okay, you get a point if you can tell me the name of Daisy Duke's Jeep in that show.
Or Jeep. Was it the
Jeep.
Golden Eagle?
Nope.
She had named
No,
the
it had a
Jeep.
name, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but isn't one of
No.
the Golden Eagle Jeeps?
Yeah, but it's like baby blue. It's baby blue with the eagle on the hood.
There you go. Bum crack picker got it.
Oh,
You
Dixie.
cheated, bum crack.
He Googled it.
Dixie Mellinsworth.
Dixie. Yeah, you can't do anything like that because people can Google too fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, Enos. But I always like Sheriff Roscoe
Yeah.
Train.
And he had that
Chig.
basset hound.
Yeah, no, the was it him or the Boss Hog that had the Basset Hound?
Roscoe had the basset hound, wasn't it? Roscoe was always carrying that hound around, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
That's right.
Yeah, I
You're
don't
right.
think it was Boss Hog.
Boss Hog had the horns on.
Boss
his
Hog had a
camera.
hard enough time taking care of himself. Between his cigars and bonbons.
Getting out of that damn Cadillac in that white seat. Oh,
throw
Lord.
that out there,
Those
buddy.
were the good old days. And then you'd wait and Dynasty came on next.
Dynasty.
I remember when you hit the playground, you know, all the kids are like, "That's a big thing. What happened on that week's episode of
Dukes
Dukes of
Hazzard.
Hazzard?"
Yeah, you go to school and talk chalk.
We're covering all the plot points, and you know how it's not right that the General Lee squeals around gravel corners. And
Oh boy.
what kind of nylons Daisy Duke was wearing?
So what's that, Todd? The standard of the
Stocks are
500s.
down.
Oh boy. Well, aren't they waiting for the Fed to announce like if they're gonna? Isn't that pretty soon?
They ain't gonna stop till it gets to
Yeah, I
9%.
know. But that's why
boys.
But that's why they're saying that the stock market's taking this dip because they're anticipating
Well,
that.
what did they think was gonna happen?
No, whatever. What did I tell you before I get on here?
What?
Don't talk about political.
There's no
stuff.
political. It's got nothing. The interest rates have nothing to do
Too
with
controversial
politics.
for me.
Come on, you're like a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're right. They became Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, the interest rate is still high, so that.
When did they
report-
make that announcement though? Seriously, is it like
The interest rate was like today, this morning.
did they already announce it?
I think so.
So they went up a little. They went up again, like 3/4.
Oh no, not the Fed interest rate. It's the consumer price index
Oh.
interest, or I mean interest. Inflation is what I meant to say.
Oh yeah.
Inflation is bothering the stock market this morning.
Well, it's only 8%. It's not that big a deal.
It's just going to be a mess. People would need to batten down the hatches.
I couldn't help it.
Took my son out last night looking at cars.
Oh really?
And something used and low miles and low price. Anyway, we went to a Hyundai Genesis dealership to look at a little Ford that he was looking at.
What does he want? Like a commuter to go back and forth to work?
Yeah.
Tell him to get a Can-Am Ryker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
Those things are
looking.
$35,000.
No, the Ryker's
No,
cheap.
hell no,
The
they're
Ryker's
like $8,000.
8,900.
They're like
Brand new.
$75 a month. I mean, you can
No,
pick them up,
100
they're
and a
like,
quarter.
all right, okay, what's that? Okay, what's $75 to 100 and quarter? Now this is like the new $5.
Okay.
Get with the value of money.
The Can-Am Spider is more expensive, but who wants like a 2-up in that?
No,
It's just
get the
kind of
Ryker.
sporty, one seater. They're $8,900. You can look cool and fly around town.
It's like a backwards tricycle that'll go like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, and you have to have a motorcycle license for those in North Carolina.
That's all right.
Yeah, you just go get the motorcycle license. It's easy. When you take the class, the dude that gives you the class signs off on your license. You're good to go. You got to pay like $300 for the class, but I mean, you're going to save that the first couple of weeks.
You have to go take a driver's test on a motorcycle here. But then again,
you do if you don't take the course. Most states, when you take, I don't know how your state is, but most states you take the course, the people who give you the course also give you the test.
Yeah, and they let you use their bike.
Yeah, it's basically your final exam is you got, and it's like falling off a log. It's, I mean, they will teach. It's a good training thing, and that's actually a national. The program that most of these places use is a national training program, so it should be the same throughout the whole United States. And then you get a card that you can drive on military bases and stuff like that.
What?
If you don't have a safety card on most, even if you have if you do this thing where you just drive, where you do the driver test to give you a motorcycle license, if you don't have the safety card that you've been trained on a bike, most army bases won't, or military bases won't let you ride the bike on the base.
Huh.
we have enough problems with traffic here in this town without being worrying about him being on a motorcycle.
Oh boy.
But
Oh.
anyway,
More
they
like-
had
So it's more
They-
like you don't want him to ride a motorcycle.
Dude, was he ever allowed to have a BB gun?
shut up, Jim. They had a Genesis. Is a big ass black sedan in the showroom, and I said, "Boy, that's a nice looking car." He said, "Yeah, that's about $100,000."
For Hyundai?
It's a Genesis. That's their luxury brand.
Oh.
I said $100,000. If you can't afford a Rolls, you might as well buy a Chevy.
So wait a minute, back up though. This Genesis is made by Hyundai.
Yeah, it's their
It's their
luxury
brand.
brand.
Oh. Is this like a Cadillac Cimarron?
No, I don't. It was a nice car though. It's a big car. It looked like a Mercedes. But he said that's $100,000, and he kind of had a way. He said, "Well, that's $100,000."
Yeah, that's what people. He should have said. He said
that's
that's
when
for
that's
people
when I
that like
told him-
nice things.
That's when I told him. It kind of irritated me. That's when I said, "Well, if you can't afford a Rolls, you might as well drive a Chevy."
Oh boy.
Jeez. People trying to sell damn cars here. First of all, I was already in a bad mood because we got there. We walked across the dealership lot to where the cars were at. We spent about 20 minutes looking at this car and looking at the sticker on it, and just checking out the outside of it, make sure there's no dents or anything like that on it. And I said, I guess we're going to have to go find a salesman. What happened to the damn days that when you walked on a car lot, somebody came out and at least gave you their business card? Can I help you? You have to go looking for them now. Anyway, we were walking to the building, and I said, me being the asshole that I am, said to my son, I said, well, I guess they're selling too many cars because nobody's out here trying to sell us a car. And about that time, a salesman's walking across the parking lot. He was not coming out of the dealership. He was coming out of the service area. And he walked over to us. He said, can I help y'all with something? I said, yeah. He wants to look at that car right there. And then they want you to fill out just about damn credit report before they'll even get the keys to let you look inside.
To see if you qualify. Well, that's smart.
No, if they need, because according to him, they need to sell some damn cars.
Well, you know what though, Tom? I mean, why don't you just look at if you're getting a used car anyway? Why don't you just look at the private market, because you're gonna not pay as much as a dealership.
I just don't want the hassle of having to do a private purchase. That's just my opinion. I know that's going to be anti just about everybody in this chat, but sometimes the aggravation is just not worth the money you'll save.
Oh. I never have any aggravation because it's either a yes, no kind of thing. Either yes, I'll buy it, or no, I will not.
Well, we didn't have a problem with the price because I thought it was a pretty good price with the mileage in the year it was. It's just, I just want to look at the damn car. And really, if it had been me looking at the car, I would have went and gotten the car before I'd started. Because I already told him, I said, now, the online price sometimes is different from what the actual price is. I said, that's called bait and switch. I said, if he says it was $12,000. I said, he says it's $12,250, we're getting in the car. I said, I'm just too old for that BS. I'm just a cantankerous old fart. That's all there is.
I don't know, for as adversarial you are at the car lot, it seems like you would be fine in the private market.
No, it just irritated me the way he said a couple of things. He was a nice guy. Other than that, he was a nice guy. And so, like I said, I just kind of irritated. First of all, it was over I agreed to take him over there to look at this car because I wanted to try to make him happy, my son. So we're over on East Independence at 4:30, 5:30, 6 o'clock, that time bracket. And it is bumper to bumper traffic from everybody leaving uptown Charlotte headed to
Oh,
the
so
su-
you were
you know,
already getting crabby.
oh God, I hate traffic, and I hate people. I will not go someplace just because of the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. Okay, you just saw the old man come out in me. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've had elderly family members that were like that too.
That's all right. You'll have one not too long.
And he's
Jim's
already
headed that
there.
direction.
He's already there.
Sadie.
The Mick Ultra. Mr. Sadie, why don't you drink water? It's cheaper. And it'll take twice as many bottles of water to get you high than it will that, a case of those Mick Ultras. He probably regrets ever mentioning.
He probably is he's probably actually like drinking like Budweiser or something like that, and he's like, I'm gonna give you Michelob Ultra girly hands.
Right.
Do y'all remember Schlitz beer? They don't make it anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. I think it wasn't Schlitz made up in Milwaukee.
I don't
Pabst
know.
was. Jim, was Schlitz beer made in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah, Schlitz is from Milwaukee.
Schlitz beer was the first time I ever drank enough
Is my
to throw
Schlitz
up.
40? Oh, you know, it don't work. Or my Schlitz bad.
I think that was the first beer I ever drank.
Schlitz? Way down by you it was, huh?
Yeah. Big 40?
Beer? Old Milwaukee for me.
Old Milwaukee.
My grandma. Every time my grandma sent me the cooler to get her beer. This is like I'm 5-6 years old. She was okay. You can have the first sip, and that's it. So I'd open up the can, I take a swig, and then give the rest of the can to my grandma. By the time we're done finishing, I'm going home with her. She's taking me back to the camera. I'm half lit.
Oh, they sold at the Strokes.
Call from Stan Brisk. Call from Stan Brisk.
Yeah, it was sold to Stroh's, and then Pabst bought it, and
I think Pabst has been bought out by somebody else.
I think Pabst is like Shin. It's like a name. It's like, you know what I mean? You pay a licensing fee, agree to use their recipe, but anybody can make it. You don't have to pay the fee.
oh, Schlitz is still sold in the Midwest. And it's still one of the most popular beers in the Midwest.
Just don't Schlitz your pants.
Oh, Lord.
A lot of people, when I was growing up, drank that Pearl beer.
Oh, that's a Texas thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's made in San Antonio.
They had those out here too, because my friend Paige Hanser, she and I used to go out and drink beer.
Hello there,
We drank. She
Flying
liked Pearl.
Space. Welcome.
Did
to
you
the
guys
show.
ever have Carling's Black Label?
No.
They had it up north. Anyway, when I would get off work, I had this liquor store that I went to because I was mad at that's a long story. I was mad at the grocery store because they wanted me to have a photo ID to buy beer. I'm like, because Wisconsin was just switching over. I had a paper ID that was good for another like 3 years. They're like, well, you'll have to go turn it in and get a photo ID. I'm like, I have to pay for that. I'm not doing that to buy a product from your store. I'm legally old enough to buy. So I started buying my beer from this liquor store. This dude, when I'd come home, I leave work, I'd swing in there about 5:15. He'd have my case of Black Label on the counter ready for me. And I'd have my case of empties from the day before.
Dang.
Yep.
You drank a lot.
Yeah.
That makes the night go by quick.
Yeah, because you pass out.
From a
24K
case of
says-
bottles, come on.
24K,
He's
you know,
sleepy.
he's a connoisseur of fine beer. He says Milwaukee's best.
No, not the Beast. Ugh.
Ah, you wouldn't drink the Beast.
$3.49 for a 24 pack.
Oh, there you go. Mr. Sadie's going on guys' weekend. No toilets, shooting guns, riding 4-wheelers, real man stuff.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. He's
You're not a man till you poop in the woods and wipe your butt with leaves.
Hey, I'll give you a little advice there too. Find a nice mossy log. It's like sitting on a comforter.
okay.
A
No,
mossy
I don't
log.
remember prohibition lag.
Yeah, Tom was making bathtub gin,
Texas
going to the
pride.
speakeasy at night.
Tom was skipping down the street licking lollipops during pro.
No, I was not alive during prohibition.
He was wearing a little sailor suit.
He had those metal wagon wheel rims. He'd roll down the road with a stick for
Ooh,
fun, kick a
stones.
can.
Kind of rough on your ass, wouldn't it? 24K.
You yeah, those were the good days though. Now all kids want to do is sit in the house and play with their game systems instead of getting out and chasing bugs and eating dirt and wiping
That
their
would
butts
need
with
to go.
poison ivy.
When they called in the National Guard in southern Wisconsin because they were having the rioting or whatever, my kid is a deputy. He said these guys, that's all these guys were doing. They all had their, what is it, Nintendo Switch?
Yeah.
They're all playing with these Nintendo Switches. So they're sitting there with their rifles playing with Nintendo Switches while they're waiting for their next orders or whatever. It's like he said it was like in a room full of kids.
You know, when my boys were Cub Scouts and we went camping or we went on activities, electronics was banned. Hey, buying space.
Yeah,
Good
when I
morning.
was a kid, I mean, I don't think we even had digital watches. You didn't. There was no Scouts.
When I was in high school, we did not have calculators.
No, I mean,
We weren't allowed to
Oh.
have calculators from. You weren't allowed to use them at school.
calculators came out where you could actually afford them probably when I was like in 7th or 8th grade. But yeah, you weren't allowed to use. Well, your parents, they were still expensive enough. You weren't allowed to take one to school anyway. I mean,
My
even if
dad-
they would let you.
My dad had a simple one that was, you know, add, subtract, the basics, and that thing was $400.
Yeah.
My dad's first one was a Sharp. It was a red Sharp handheld, and he needed it because he was an electrician. He's like, well, I need this for the work site and stuff like that. His first one was $900, and they very quickly dropped from that. But well, it's like my first when I was in real estate. My first laptop, I got what the hell was that? It wasn't an IBM. It was a Toshiba laptop, kind of a bricky thing, but it was like $5,500. Well, the price is starting to drop on laptops. I picked it up for $3,500 and thought I stole it. Within a year, people were buying them for like $500-$600. But I mean, I got my money out of it, but technology drops in value really quick.
Yeah. Nowadays, the calculator in your watch is smarter than the calculators they were using to
Well,
send men into space.
Yeah, Mike, that $3,500 laptop, it was either 2 or 4 gigabyte. When I up gigabyte hard drive, I'm like, oh yeah, this thing's gonna be as modern as tomorrow.
Let me tell you what, I remember spending $100 for 4 meg of RAM.
Yeah.
Dang, 24K, you must have lived in our neighborhood. A bunch of boys get to playing and carried away, get into trouble. Whoever's mom was there handy, she would beat the hell out of everybody and then send you home. Did my mom call because Mrs. Slauson beat my behind? Not one time. She'd say, Well, you probably deserved it.
Yeah.
You know, I remember the days when keyboarding was learning how to use a typewriter. Clack, 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 clack. You grew up in basic cable package. We didn't even have cable.
Well, when we first I lived in Oak Creek, which is in Milwaukee County in Wisconsin. We didn't have cable out, but they got this thing where you could get HBO, and you had this switcher in the back of your TV. It kind of looked like that old Atari 2600. It would switch from cable to TV, so you'd switch that, and then we could have HBO.
We didn't have cable up where I was, but in the early 80s, my dad got one of those big fiberglass satellite dishes.
Yeah.
And I remember we were movie, it was probably rated R or whatever, and somebody said, I think it was shit. I'm like, I jerked my head back. It was the first time I'd ever heard the TV cuss. I was, oh my gosh, it was a cuss word on TV. Usually got paid to go to the theater to see that.
Mr. Sadie said, yeah, we need to bring that back, Felix. My mom would pop a kid in the Kmart no matter whose it was. I don't know how y'all's house was, but if we showed off at a daggum out in public, my dad would have beat my butt or our butts, and we would still be crying. That was just not even an option. People spoil their kids now. You young whippersnappers. Which I have a new great niece to that now. She was born last night.
Oh.
Oh, congratulations.
Piper Grace. Yeah, her mom and dad is my niece. They live with my brother while they're building their house. And my brother told the father, he said, okay, that's 3. No more until you're in your own house. Because my niece says she'd like to have 4, maybe 5. But right now she's got a infant, a 1.5-year-old, and an almost 3-year-old.
Is she the one that likes horses?
They're the ones that like horses. And
wait a minute, and where are they living?
They're living with my brother right now.
While they're building a house.
Yeah, I said, country ass better get your own house before you start bringing in more babies and horses.
Well, that's what he told them. He said, that's it. Until you get in your own house.
Does she have horses right now?
I guess.
Oh yeah, they got a
whole bunch.
They must have 20. They've got like 5 of their own and like 15 rescues.
Don't they own the rescues?
Do I?
When they have 20 horses then, because you own the rescues too.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm just saying, there's.
Okay.
They're part of the rescue organization.
Yeah.
She manages.
Where are they keeping all these horses?
He's got land in a barn.
They've got about 30 acres all total down there.
Oh man. Yeah, once you let them in.
That's what my brother keeps saying. He says, quit bringing them home.
Oh man, yeah, it sounds like an infestation. He's got to get to work on that.
Well, they gave for Christmas last year, or year before last, they gave him one of the big horses. It's not one that like they pull the Budweiser wagon with, but it's a big, of that kind of breed, the big
like a draft horse?
Yeah, draft horse. That's exactly what it is. But I don't remember what the breed is anyway.
It's like a little Percheron.
Like what color is it?
I have no idea. I've never seen it. I just know that he got one.
Oh boy.
I tend not to go down there and deal with the horses because then I might have to do some work.
You better call Horsebusters.
Yeah. But she's the one that's the executive director of Project Care, which is an animal rescue organization. So they've got like 50 dogs and God only knows how many cats. And let's see, they've got a couple of those little hopping goats. They got a couple of cows. They just got all kinds of crap. And those kids, Mason, who is her oldest son, is 3. He's not a bit afraid of those animals. He'll just walk right up to them and grab them by, their halter, the horses, grab them by their halter and just lead them any place he wants them to go.
Yep.
Yeah. One time when I was I was going to a lot of field trials with them. This was before Roberta. We'd go to field trials and I do a lot of riding. I started to buy a horse, and then I thought to myself, nah, I'll just enjoy theirs. Because there's a lot of work in that, especially when I didn't live where I could keep a horse. It had stayed out of their place. So.
Well, you can get into it now, Tom. Your kids are
I
grown,
don't want
so
no horses.
it'd be good for you.
Hey,
I want
Good
cruises.
exercise.
I want
now we
cruises.
know what his reward is for cleaning stalls.
As I said, I want cruises. I don't want horses. That's just horses and dogs are just too much daggum work.
Oh boy.
And I was raised, I had dogs the whole time I grew up. Are y'all talking about boxing?
They're talking about Rocky movie.
I remember when they were first run. I went with a big bunch of guys to go see Rocky play because my girlfriend at the time I don't want to go see that. That's stupid.
Yeah, they're making a new Creed movie's coming out. It's supposed to be Apollo Creed's son. I think it's like the 3rd one.
Have you ever seen Cinderella Man?
No, I don't think I have.
It's a good movie. I saw it for free because I had to do an audience reaction for it. And it's a boxing movie. And I don't remember the guy's name, but all I remember is that you know who Max Baer is? Jethro Bodine.
Yeah.
His father was a professional boxer, and he killed a bunch of people in the boxing ring.
Yeah. I remember an interview with Jethro Max Baer.
Yeah.
He said, they asked him, "Has your dad ever hit you?" He said, "One time." He said, "When I got pretty big, my dad told me, if you ever feel the need, you just go ahead and take a swing at me." And Max Jr. did. And he said, I never did that again. he hit me. Oh, and Max Baer was Max Baer Jr. He was like 6'4" and 225 pounds he was pretty solid looking when he was on the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah. But he actually sued the production company of Cinderella Man.
For what?
That they took too much of creative license with it. But they didn't say anything that wasn't true. The man just apparently had a hell of a punch. Felix, I cannot imagine taking anybody to see Flowers in the Attic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the uplifting movie of the year.
Yeah, right.
I think I've seen that, but I don't remember anything about it.
It was a book. Remember in the 80s, everybody was reading the Flowers of the Attic books? Because isn't it the grandparents lock the kids up in the attic? And then they end up having a baby?
Yeah, something of that sort.
Yeah, Flowers in the Attic.
Yeah.
Why did she lock the kids up? Their parents died?
No, because she didn't like the mother, or she didn't like the father.
Yeah, but then the brother and sister ended up having a baby, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're like mice. I mean, you lock them up in the same cage, guess what's going to happen? More mice.
Oh boy.
So, that was a That wasn't a very good movie to see, the first one. Yeah, Mr.
Oh yeah,
Sadie.
Petals of the Wind. That was like a sequel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was a whole. It was like, is it the author's name is like W.C. Andrews or something like that? I
Right.
remember in the '80s they were really big.
Mr. Sadie, I agree with you. Rocky 1, 2, and 3 is okay. After that, they just got real repetitive, as you say.
They had to keep
My
making
favorite
them though
feel-good
because
movie
they
is
made
Cold
so
Mountain.
much money.
Oh yeah, but that is a good movie. Well, until he dies.
If you ever see that movie Cold Mountain, I'm spoiler alert. Plug your ears if you ain't seen it. Well, anyway, Jude Law at the end. They go through all this stuff. They finally reunite, and then some guy who's some Confederate draft dodger chaser or whatever guy winds up shooting him. I'm like, everything was all set. It was all perfect. Roll credits. No, they have to have the guy get shot. I'm like, why would you even have that? And it's right at the end of the movie, so it's like, I mean, you could have had a nice happy ending.
Well, she had the baby. She had his baby, so it's like,
Don't do him any good.
you
Well, anyway,
Yeah,
There
they
was a
only got to do it one time.
yeah. Well, he's batting 1,000. He got her pregnant that one time.
yeah. Let me tell you
Yes.
from experience, it can happen.
In 1974, there was a movie called Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. If you ever get the chance to watch it,
Was it Dirty Mary? It was, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you ought to. You
Didn't
ought
that
to
have
watch
one of
it.
the? Wasn't Peter Fonda in that?
I think.
I think so. Maybe not.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna just tell you right now, if you like surprise endings, watch it. If you've not watched it, do you remember what happens, Jim?
No, I don't think I see. Last time I saw that was probably aired on TV, in reruns or something like in the 80s.
Right. Anyway, y'all check it out. It's got a. Honestly, it's got one of those. WTF happened? I guess y'all don't remember like Earthquake, all of those at the theater. Y'all too young.
I don't know. We went and bought. Remember those like Airport 77 and stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
We went and bought them all like a year ago and rewatched them. Actually, I do like those stupid airport movies.
The Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah. In Earthquake, they had a base or something. I don't know what it was. That would make every time the earthquake would hit this. I'm gonna say it was a base. It would kick off and it would vibrate the building.
Yeah, it was called Sense Around.
Yeah, that's it. They had to stop doing it because it was shaking the buildings loose from their foundation.
That's right.
Oh boy.
I saw a Sense Around movie when I was in college. I think it was Earthquake.
Yeah, didn't they have that going in those little theaters on Times Square?
I don't think I've ever seen Earthquake. Okay. Oh boy.
Are you talking about adult short films?
I think so. Yeah.
They did have big finishes in those movies.
Do you remember those crappy vibrating beds you done like the bed vibrated half the time they didn't work?
Yeah.
I never was on a vibrating bed.
We'd go on a trip or something.
I'm not staying in the kind of hotel that's got a vibrating bed.
They would have.
They don't wash the sheets every
Well, there's
time.
4 of us, so
Oh.
it's me. My dad was frugal, so we're staying at cheap hotels on the way down to Florida or whatever. But that's when it used to take you like 3 days to get to Florida. But anyhow, yeah, you'd throw the cord and half of them didn't work. They just buzzed. They didn't do anything. Because they were, I mean, you could tell the units were really old. Because by this time, this is in the 70s, but they're already like falling out of fashion or whatever. It's kind of funny. I don't know what you're gonna like see stars or something because the bed's moving. I don't know. I never really.
It
It's
sounds
like,
like a good way to get motion sickness.
that's like having a mirror on on the ceiling. Okay, if I get flipped over, so now I'm looking up or whatever, I'm not sure I'm gonna like what I'm seeing. So
Too much
I
information.
like says, what's everyone's favorite movie? I
Oh,
don't have a specific favorite movie. I have favorite movies. I like Casino and The Godfather 1 and 2 and The Legend of Bagger Vance.
I
that
got
was a good movie.
genre favorites.
You
I
got
don't
genre
have a single
favorites.
favorite.
Mr. Sadie says Jim knows about the heart-shaped hot tubs.
Probably.
With the mirror on the ceiling.
hmm Like those old 1970s mirror, the marble look, like with the gold thing in it and glass mirrors. Remember in the 70s? Which actually, if you find a box of those, I don't know if they still do, but they do pretty good.
I bet.
I got some. Oh, back when I was still up in Wisconsin, I did good on them.
I would have been in high school, and a friend of mine's dad and mom bought this bed, and it was an antique 4-poster. I don't know what they call them. It's the one that's at the top of the 4-poster. It's got like boards that runs all the way around it, and
Like
then
a
you have
canopy bed.
like a canopy bed, but it had wood all the way around the top, and then it had drapes that hung down inside.
Yeah. My mother-in-law has one of those, but she doesn't have the drapes on it, but it's got that big framework up top.
Stevie said, "Here, let me show you something." And we went into his mom's dad's bedroom, and you'd pull a string, and the velour that was up at the top of the bed
Yeah.
would draw back, and there was mirrors up there. And I said, I thought this thing was built like in the 1700s. He says it was, but they modified it at some point.
Oh my God. Oh God. Who wants to think about their parents getting janky looking up at mirrored things?
Well,
up
he was
at
just
the
talking
bed?
about the fact that there was mirrors up there, and there shouldn't be mirrors up there. I'm proud to say I've never stayed at a hotel that had heart-shaped tubs and heart-shaped beds.
I can't say that I have either.
That's down below. Well, you rent this normally by the hour anyway, so.
I think in Eagle River though, there was a hotel that they called like fantasy suites or something with hot tubs. Hey Jim, was there a hotel in Eagle River where they had those hot tub suites or whatever?
let me get closer.
Wasn't there a hotel in Eagle River that had those hot tub suites where you had a hot tub in your room?
Yeah, it was Days Inn.
Yeah, but they were just a regular hot tub. They weren't like heart shaped or nothing.
Hey, Glenn.
No, but here, if you ever stay in a hotel that's got those hot tubs like that, 1 o'clock in the morning, they'll run for about 10 minutes. That one shuts down. Then another one, and on the other side of the hotel, you hear it. Those hot tubs run all night. You can hear those pumps going.
Oh Lord!
Once in a while, you can hear a little bit of giggling. Yeah, they give those hotel room hot tubs a real workout.
No, like I said, I haven't gotten that. Of course, Todd's calling up heart-shaped hotel room.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess I never afforded those fancy ones. I was like always in the $60 a night rectangular ones.
If you ever get bored and you need something to watch, go on YouTube and search for Japanese love hotels.
Oh boy.
All the rooms are themed.
They should have that guy who does dirty jobs cleaning the filters. How'd you like that job?
Yeah. They just add more chlorine. They don't clean
No,
it.
That's right.
There's no chlorine.
Oh.
Because like a regular bathtub, you just fill it up and then the pumps circulate it.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
it's empty when you go in
Yep,
there?
3-4 minutes later, you're draining it.
Oh.
That's the reason when if I go into a public hot tub, if I can't smell chlorine, I'm not getting into it.
No.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I mean, if those motel room hot tubs had like that recirculated water instead of like fresh, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be nasty.
Todd, you planning a romantic getaway with Gwen?
And make sure everybody wears non-marking toenail polish because that could be a problem in the bottom of the toe.
Okay.
Huh.
You know, now that kind of stuff is the norm. But back in the day, like when I was a teenager, Todd was a teenager, Jim was a teenager. You know, that was like super erotic, kinky, all that kind of stuff. Now you can look through homes and land and find houses with heart-shaped jacuzzis in their bedroom.
Yeah, I guess, Tom, when you were young, y'all probably still had your own sheet with holes cut in it.
Okay. The Poconos, those are up in the mountains of like New York, isn't it? Or is that over into Pennsylvania too? Like Dirty Dancing, all that kind of stuff.
No, Dirty Dancing was Lake Lure.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing was actually in Lake Lure of North Carolina. But it was set in Pennsylvania or New York, someplace.
I think upstate New York it's supposed to be in, I think.
Well, we stayed at one 1994. We stayed one in Lee, Massachusetts.
Oh,
And
wow, you were really up in Yankee territory.
Yeah, because it was the cheapest place we could find airline tickets. We had free hotels, but we had a free condo, but we had to find cheap airfare. And that's the cheapest place we could find. But anyway, it was one of those resorts from that era. People from, because you could run out, I don't remember the interstate was, but you could go out and get on the interstate like 2 miles away from it and start driving east, and you would end up in Boston. But so it was.
Oh no! I just got a message. My Amazon account has been locked.
Uh-oh. Is it a scam?
Make sure it's not a troll,
Yeah,
or
that's a
make sure it's
scam.
not like some kind of giving you a virus or something.
Yeah, you
Or it
haven't
takes
gotten
you to
one of those
another
scams
site
before?
to ask you for your passwords. I think that's called catfishing.
Yeah.
No, catfishing is when you're really from eBay and you tell the person you're from Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah, the Glock says a lot of the Poconos hotels are long since closed. Yeah, I had a bunch of postcards from that era that had been posted, and they sold real fast and real quick. But those people were rich. They could go up there and spend the whole summer up there, or
Eagle River, I mean, you have these resorts. People just go stay there for the whole summer.
I landscaped in the summers to pay for school. When I was in college. So when I got this summer landscaping job, we would get sent over to plant flowers at this place. It was a religious thing. They'd spend the whole summer at that place. It was just like the Dirty Dancing thing. They got loudspeakers. This old woman that was her and her husband ran the place. She'd be on the loudspeaker telling you what group you were, where you had to be, and it would be like they must have a person who's in charge. It'd be like the Goldstein group, you're to meet at the pool. The Weinstein group, you're to meet at the shuffleboard court. They'd have all these different places they're setting or for whatever activity they got. But I'm like, these are grown people walking around like robots. I'm just planting these flowers. Look at these people. I'm like, they're like retirement age, or some are working age, but a lot of them are retirement age. I'm like, you got this woman in this control room with her big. This is like, and this setup is like from the 1950s with this big old microphone and stuff with this big sound system. She's got this like control room or whatever. She's rattling off, and she was always coming out there yelling at us. She was a real sour old biddy. But anyway, she's ordering all these people around. It's like reminded me of like one of these air quotes camps, where they tell you exactly what you got to do, and like a gulag or something. I'm like, man, what a way to spend your vacation.
Or it's a children's, like a boys' camp where they.
It's
but this is for grown ass people.
I know, but it's like a boys' camp where you're telling all these boys, okay, Navajo cabin now. Prepare for swimming or meet at the swimming deck or something like that.
We're going to throw your ass in the ice cold water. You get to swim I'm going to talk to you about swimming for like 35 minutes, and then you're going to get to swim for 10, and then we got to leave. One of those guys. Everything's structured and it's zero fun. And like, oh man, if that was going to be the rest of my life was vacationing in a place like that, I'd just end it all.
The place that we stayed in Lee, Massachusetts, it had a swimming pool, but the water flowed out of a creek through the pool out the other end of it and back into the creek. This was August because we celebrated Roberta's birthday while we were up there. And I got into the pool and just about damn froze. It was so ice cold.
Well, that creek water, that spring water usually comes out of the ground around 50 degrees.
Well, it was cold.
And if you ever jump in, when your pool's 70 degrees, try swimming in it. You can't even take it.
So I didn't stay in the pool very long because it was just a bit too cold.
Do it.
Todd, did you buy anything good or have you already said something before I came in? Did you buy anything good at the old ladies at your girlfriend's yesterday?
I got one interesting thing. Here, I'll do a show and tell. Let me go get it.
All right.
Call from Carmel Family G.
Hello? It is?
Mr. Sadie waited a long time to make his wife an honest woman. If your oldest is old enough to be your ring bearer, you waited a long time.
Harbors, how was your cruise? Yeah. Todd has them old ladies down there. They all flirt with him. He talks like they're mean to him, but I think he just.
So, like when he comes in the door, they're all giggling, like, "Ooh, it's Silverhair! Ooh,
it's Todd.
Ooh, I'm gonna wait on him. Todd gave me his phone number."
Do they run up to you with a pair of scissors and try to take a snip of your hair?
Yeah. No, you don't
Todd's getting his stuff for show and tell. He doesn't even know where to go.
He didn't have his headset on, so he couldn't hear us making fun of him.
Are y'all jacking with me when I'm off the line?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tara was jacking you up there with the old ladies going, "Oh, it's Todd. He's coming in the door."
He gave me his business card.
Oh, y'all are pieces of shit.
Oh boy. Well, it looks like you got like a mid-century type silverware set.
Yeah, it's a bronze and rosewood flatware
Oh yeah,
set.
those are cool.
Is it like one of those that's made like in the
Made in what?
like like Vietnam or the Philippines or something?
Yeah, Thailand, I think.
Yeah.
I call that wood monkey wood. Because like it comes from the jungle.
They're cool, but how much did you pay for it?
25, I think.
Ooh. Yeah, they don't do like sometimes they don't do super good.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm not being shitty.
Well, I saw a set like this on like Etsy for like $1,800.
Okay,
Wow.
well, I mean, it seems like on eBay they get less than 100.
So there's like two layers. There's like 100 pieces in here.
No, it is a nice big set.
I wonder if
Yeah,
I
don't
should
mail
break
that
it
letter
up
to
and
the
sell
government
it
until you're
separate,
checking.
or sell it all as a set.
I'd probably sell it as a set. Well, and you know what? It's a good time of year to sell that kind of stuff, like because you got your last big holiday, Easter, coming up. I like that. It seems to me like silverware sets always sell good, like from just before Thanksgiving time until through Easter, and
Is
then
it in the
it's
box?
yeah, it's in a wood box.
Hey, when you ship that, when you go to like Walmart or wherever you buy your packing supplies, you got those like I don't know, it's like about a 8-inch roll of plastic that you can wrap stuff in. It's got a little wooden hand or a little you wrap it around. If you do that with that silverware, if you like when you put the forks together, if you take that clear like cellophane wrap and wrap them, and then put them in the slots, then the stuff won't jumble in the box. So don't get a box full of silverware all over the place.
Got it.
Todd's going to wrap the whole outside of that box, and he's not on. And if
I
he
wrap
Oh,
them
he's
shut.
already got it.
Oh yeah, I
I wrap it
cellophane them
shut.
shut. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
just when you're shipping it, if you have something on the inside, it can't jiggle loose out of the hole.
yeah. Otherwise, when they get it, it'll gouge up the inside of the box and stuff. Yeah, like when you ship a turntable. That's why I don't ship turntables.
Todd always finds them. I think those old ladies they hide the good stuff until Todd comes in there.
Oh, you sold 2 of those those collector plate grapes.
Oh,
They
cool.
also had a $10 bag sale, so I got some like leather jackets.
Ooh,
and
nothing
stuff.
like the $10 bag sale.
What do you get? Leather what?
What'd you get?
Jackets.
Leather jackets?
Nice.
Chaps. He got leather chaps.
Whips,
We
Are
have
they
whips and
assless?
chains.
Yeah.
Huh?
Aren't they all?
Yeah, I was gonna say all chips are assless.
We'd have those church thrift sales where they do the bag sale. I mean, that's the first thing we hit was the leather. I mean, we just packed those bags with leather jackets and pants and stuff. Because they have like this for snowmobile motorcycle too, but they have like by us it was more the snowmobile. They call them snowmobile leathers. It'd be like a leather 2-piece snowmobile suit. Yeah, those do really good.
Yeah. I will say here for that, the thrift stores up in northern Wisconsin were better because I did get a lot of like more of that motorsport type clothing, like
Yeah,
snowmobiles
you got a
and
lot more
that.
resellers
Yeah.
down here. You got a lot more competition.
Down in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets hit pretty hard here.
Here's the lucky thing though. We had this huge freaking barn or whatever of shit that we've been hauling down. So actually, like, if we don't pick up an auction for a while, it don't matter. Because Brandon's gonna be selling off the end of this crap. I can tell you that. We won't live to sell it all.
Lag. Being gay for the old lady.
He puts a little behind each ear. Especially the one that used to beat him up because of what was it?
It was the jewelry lady, wasn't
The
it?
jewelry lady.
Yeah, that skinny old hag. She smiles real cute at you and then says, "That'll be $89."
And Todd just starts pulling out the money.
No.
Is she still there?
Oh yeah, she's like. They never put a statue of her in front of the place because she's just gonna keep living.
It's one of those ones, they're like drinking formaldehyde or something.
I know.
No, what she's gonna do is after Todd goes, Todd's got to go first because then she'll mourn herself because her boyfriend's not coming in there anymore.
She's about 5 foot tall and she just looks like bones with wrinkled skin on it.
Oh boy.
Well, that's the way we'll all get at some point, I hope.
Got these little crooked fingers that point at you.
I hate the old lady crooked.
We
Oh,
can't sell it
Oh,
for
I shouldn't
that.
say Jim.
Oh, that's my mom.
Jim's mom has those, and then she'll like start poking me in the arm like to get my attention. I'm thinking, just keep your crooked finger to yourself.
Todd, you need to get Gwen to write a script. She could do a one-act play for the high school, her former students. Todd and the Todd at the Lutheran flea market. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Todd,
use the cardboard flat rates for almost anything.
There you go.
Todd still ships stuff in cereal boxes.
No, the cardboard flat rates are free from the USPS. That's why I like them. I don't have to spend my money on a box.
Yeah.
If
It
it
fits,
fits,
it
it
ships.
ships.
Yep, if it fits, it ships. But isn't there a weight limit on those?
Yeah.
Is it up to like 30 pounds or I don't know?
Yeah, something like that. But
What would you be
How
shipping?
many pieces
like a
of
block
silverware do you
gold?
got in that box? How many pieces of silverware you got? 100?
I think it's at 86.
Okay, here's 144 pieces that sold for 157.
On
But it's
eBay?
free, but it was free shipping.
That's eBay?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Well, he might
about
have to get
pulling
over
them
to
out
Ed.
and selling sets. You know, you get a spoon, knife, fork,
They're
salad
like
bowl.
$1 a piece. Because here's like, well, this is yesterday. Somebody sold 23 pieces of it for $19.99.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make a little bit of money. I just don't know whether to sell the whole set or
Do you
break
sell
it
on
up.
Etsy?
I had a
No.
set not that long ago. Yours to have just the like plain brass or whatever at the tip, but mine had it like they were those Thailand set, but they had like a goddess face on the end of the handle. You know, like the
Yeah,
kind of like statuary you
Shiva
have
or
in
something.
Thailand. Is that Buddhism or I don't know, and I don't want to sound ignorant, but it had that face. God dang it, I thought they'd do a lot better and they didn't.
It's just brass and the wood on each side of the handle.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
And I've sold those too, but I had the ones that if you look on eBay, you'll see them. They have like a goddess face or something on the end of the handle.
What's the brass value of them?
Probably about the same as the value of the.
It is a pretty set though. That you know where it has the metal down the wood handle.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that is a nice looking set.
Yeah, that little old lady grabbed one of these up.
When we have family dinners at my mom's house.
How do you have on-friendly dinners at your mom's house?
Do what?
Do you have on-friendly dinners at your mom's house?
Yeah. There's been times, but anyway, my mom sets up. She sets the dining room table set with all the fancy, with all the flatware and all that kind of mess. And I guess it was a couple of years ago, we went down there and I picked it because we do it buffet style. So I picked up my plate and just about threw the plate across the room because it looked like it was fine china, but it was daggum plastic. And the silverware was the same thing. It looked like it was, nice flatware, and it was plastic. And you just start slinging stuff.
You're gonna throw it like, how dare you not feed me on fine china?
That's right. That's right.
Where am I here? Is this a third world country? If I'm not eating fine china and sterling silverware, I will not eat here.
My mom has got a set of dining room dishes, fancy dishes that she has had, I know, all of my life.
Yeah.
And I have never eaten off of those things.
And she don't want you scratching them up.
I don't think she wants to just have to wash them and put them back, or she doesn't want to have to wash them to eat off of them and then wash them again to put them back in the
That's true,
Chinatown.
John Jones. Did you see what John Jones said? Tom threw the plate at the help. The
Yeah.
help's out there. What is this? Is this a fight China? Ah!
Shoot, a few of the pieces still have the sealed plastic on them.
Yeah. I think mine had the plastic on it. Some of mine. I think I've had about 2 or 3 sets of those, but I usually try to get them cheap because they seem like they were a little bit.
Yeah, they are mid-century modern. They're not. They don't sell anything like this nowadays, I don't think.
Can you imagine when Brandon brings home the future Mrs. Brandon to meet the parents, and Jim goes, "Sweetheart, just think, all of this will be yours someday."
Yeah. Well, Jim would never say sweetheart because he only calls you that if he's mad at you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
But he's talking about the stuff to bring down from Wisconsin. Did you by any chance hear Scott's show? Was it Scott's show or on my show when he was talking about the GMC van campers?
No, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, he was
your
talking about
show yesterday, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I'm old and everything starts running together after a while. and being that I haven't slept since 2:00 this morning, that probably has something to do with it too. He was talking about how cool they were, and I said, "Well, you could have bought one from Jim." But his
Yeah, I
son,
think his son is gonna get that one north. I think. I don't know, but now his son sold his house and they're renting again, so he probably doesn't really have a place to put it right now.
did he sell it while everything was at its top price?
I mean, I think they did good at it, but they just sold it here right before Christmas. They closed on it.
Because now prices are going down.
He was living on the south side of Milwaukee County, which is getting a little rougher down there. He's in South Milwaukee, so now I think what his wife's family is up from Waukesha area. I think he really wants to go move up towards into Waukesha County. He works for, and it used to be in the old days, if you worked for Milwaukee County, you had to live in the county. But
Right.
they've changed that now where you can live in the surrounding counties and still work for Milwaukee County.
It's near the Lake Michigan. Okay. I don't frequent that. I had to look at where that was at on.
Oh, Waukesha?
Yeah, I had to see where that was at.
It's the one county north of Milwaukee County.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
But if you're in that area, I mean, it's a little more, I don't want to say like posh, but it's, they're nice neighborhoods up there and you still have some country and it's a very suburban type setting up there.
Now, where y'all lived at in Wisconsin, were y'all near Milwaukee or were you more near?
Well, I was born down by Milwaukee. I lived in Waukesha. I lived in Menominee Falls when I went to high school. I was born in Oak Creek, which would be on the south side of Milwaukee County. We moved from there up to Menominee Falls, would be just across the line in Waukesha County. And then when I was 20, I moved from Menominee Falls up to Eagle River, which would be at the top of the state.
How far were y'all away from the lakes?
Well, like when I lived in Oak Creek, I mean, yeah, I was like within a couple miles the way the crow flies. I mean, I was within like 10 minutes of Lake Michigan. Because Oak Creek is right, and my mom worked downtown, so I mean, we were always driving around, Lake Michigan there, like the Home Bridge and stuff like that.
Damn, y'all had a big airport in Eagle River.
Eagle River don't have a big airport, is it?
Well,
you can fly in there from like Chicago or Milwaukee, but I mean, they don't have like United or anything flying in there. They're
Right.
going to be those puddle jumper jets.
Well, it's a pretty big airport for just puddle jumpers.
Well, you do have a lot of private hangars there too. I mean,
Well-
Jim flew in and out of there, but yeah, they're going to be like the kind of plane that doesn't have a bathroom in it, so you're not on it real long.
Right. Man, there's rivers and lakes all around it.
Eagle River.
Yeah.
Well, you have the chain of lakes there. It goes right through town. You have the Wisconsin River flows into the Eagle River, and then you got all those chains of lakes. You are in the land of lakes up there.
Was that a real
Lakes.
resorty area during the summer?
Yeah, there are lots of summer homes, lots of resorts, a lot of Jewish summer camps in the area, stuff like that.
Were all those rivers navigable? Could you run a
Oh,
road?
those videos, those YouTube videos are me like on that chain of lakes. That's those lakes. I mean, you'll have some that are more like creeks or streams, but yeah, I mean it's big fishing and jet skis and ski
Right.
boats and stuff like that.
If it wasn't for the 6 feet of snow every year, that'd probably been a nice place to live with all those lakes if you like the boat.
Oh, you have a lot of snowbirds who, they'll come up there in May and they'll stay until, October, and then they blow out of there and go somewhere warmer.
You see what Mr. Sadie said?
Yeah, I saw that.
They took her home on a snowmobile.
Well, I will say this because I was down by Milwaukee, and you get winter there too. But winter in southeast Wisconsin is completely different than winter in northern Wisconsin. I mean, like when I was a kid, like you'd have February, you would have a lot of rain, but you probably wouldn't have that much snow. Eagle River right now, they just got 10 inches of snow, and they'll have snow on the ground through March usually.
Like says Tom only flies private. I wish I would rather be able to drive to a little airport nearby here and get on a plane and fly any place in the world than have to.
Hey Jim, Eagle River Union Airport, those are just like puddle jumper jets coming in and out of there. I never flew out of there.
Private jets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but didn't you have an airline that started
Not
coming
really.
in and sir? Oh,
No,
they're
you
all
had to go
private.
Rhinelander for that. Masaba. You got to take those little Masabas.
Yeah, so those are all private jets coming into Eagle River.
But yeah, you couldn't land a Masaba at Eagle River. Not when we were there, but I mean, maybe they expanded it.
I would think there would be a lot of fancy summer homes on all those lakes and rivers up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Well, they take a charter jet. They could land a small jet, like one of those little charter jets.
Right.
They could land one of those at the Eagle River Airport, and that's what the money people did.
But like all those private hangars there, they're all privately owned planes there in and out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll park their Mercedes in the hangar. They park their plane and leave the airport in their Mercedes.
Oh.
That's private people, but they also like the people I caretake for. They would charter, and usually the family's big enough they'd have to charter a couple planes,
Right.
and bring them in. But because they didn't want to drive to, because Rhinelander's like I don't know, maybe not even 40 minutes from Eagle River, where they could land those. I think they call them Musabas. They're like a prop job. They're a twin prop, bigger plane that carries like 30 people or whatever. Those can land in Rhinelander, which is like like say a little over half an hour away from Eagle River, and then you would just have them drive you to Eagle River. Well, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to fly through, so they would take from Chicago. They charter.
It just looks like that would be a really resorty area during the summer.
That's all there is. If it wasn't for retirement government checks and tourism, Eagle River wouldn't exist. There is absolutely no industry. They don't manufacture anything. You can't grow crops because it's worthless soil. There's just nothing there.
Yeah, it's the lakes in the northwoods.
Once it was good for timber, but once it was logged out, now there's no more trees are being planted or anything. So I mean, it's logged out. There's really no resource there other than recreation.
That whole snow.
If it wasn't for snowmobiling, I mean, because when I was a kid, it was like you were living. They were making fun of people or saying people in Ozark, like, well, they don't. I'm watching TV. I'm like, well, they don't look any poorer than us.
You
Yeah,
got
it was, before snowboarding took off in the winter, yeah, it was pretty much shut down all
Everybody,
winter. Yeah.
my dad included, everybody lived on unemployment checks through the whole winter.
Yeah.
Until my dad's like, "This is bullshit. I'm going to start my own company," and then he didn't, quit working for a person.
Now, when you were in the real estate business, how was that during the winter?
Sticking pencils in the ceiling. No, you didn't know that. Like February, you better put your money away because you ain't going to make a sale from Christmas till like late April, early May. That'll be your first sale. So you better have money to get you through the winter.
If I don't know whether you.
But when summer comes, it was spring and fall actually your big times. Spring and fall is when you made your money. In the middle of summer, it also goes dead because they're all doing stuff. Everybody who's going to buy a cabin for summer already did. Then you get the early birds in the fall. They want to buy. They're thinking ahead. They want to buy a cabin or a house for the following year. But in the middle of summer, like July, they're all out on boats and stuff. That's their vacation time. They're not buying real estate. So that was another dead time. So you made all your money for the entire year, spring and fall.
Was that most of y'all sales was like resort cabins and that type of thing?
Yeah, cabins, vacant land, and
retirement homes.
You'd pop off. I ran a stop sign. I had both sides of a lake house. I got the commission. I had the buying or listing and selling end on this lake house. It was a good commission. I ran a stoplight. I'm driving my silver Lincoln down the road, thinking, man, like I'm a rock star on top of the world. Oh man, yeah, I went right through a stop. Also, I'm like, why is that person pulling out in the intersection? I'm like, oh my God, I just ran a stoplight. So that will get you. You got to take that money then and put it away because there's gonna be you're gonna have spans of time when there's but me and my dad, the office managed rentals, and I did timeshare sales. I sold this timeshare resort. I was the broker that was doing the sales for that timeshare resort. So I got all those sales. So I mean, you're pulling in maybe a couple hundred a week or something on these timeshares. So
and like Jim's dad, they did this big commercial stuff like these exchanges and stuff. So they were doing big commercial property in other parts of the state.
Yeah, again, like you sell a mall. Well, don't be you also got to figure out what your taxes are going to be, right. And then you got to put that money aside for when it gets lean.
I bet Jim was quite the sight driving his big silver Lincoln with his gold Century 21 jacket on.
His dad wasn't a Century 21
wasn't
officer.
Then. We started out Century 21. But, here's a funny story. Not to probably most of you, but the guy walks in with a letter from Century 21. There was a Century 21 office in Eagle River, but we hadn't been the Century 21 office for like 15 years. This guy rolls in with his letter, and I see another agent's coming by. They're like, no. And I just shushed him. I'm like, shut up. The guy doesn't know we're not Century 21. So I sat him down, got him in my car. We drove back up to his house or whatever. I got the listing done. I put the sign in his yard, the whole crap. This person was going to give him directions to Century 21. I'm like, do I got to choke you, lady? And by the way, when I'm making a sale, just shut up. So I nailed it down, got the listing and I sold it in 3 weeks. It was an event in my life. That was a good sale. Oh yeah, I got a pontoon boat.
It doesn't sound like you're putting the money away.
Well, I put some away, but.
And then you got married to wife number one, and she's just.
No, she was already married. He married her in college. He had to finish up his last half a year in college, married to her.
I'm frugal. If I'd have made that money when I was single, I'd still have it.
I've gotten hooked on these daggum Reddit stories on YouTube. It's pretty much you just listen. Anyway, every once in a while I'm like, damn, are they talking about Jim and his first wife?
I hope not. Maybe they're selling the story of Jim and his first wife on Reddit. I'll check it out.
Oxycontin's cheap. It goes a little bit.
Oh,
All right, I got to get out of here. I'm way past my appointed time.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I got a pick list here. We got to ship, actually.
I got to do an auction pickup today, too.
Oh, man. Okay,
hey,
so we got to get the list up.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Todd, for having the show.
Thanks, Todd.
Mateo.
He just sits back. He just sits back and lists. Bye.
That's it.
Adios.
Tom's gone.
Hasta la bye bye.